Hey everyone, welcome back to the Stocks Telegraph, your go-to channel for all the latest stock market trends, insights, and analysis. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our future updates. Today we're talking about a stock that has been riding some serious waves lately, Trump Media and Technology Group, or DJT. This stock has had its fair share of ups and downs, and right now, it's at an interesting point in its journey. So, what's going on with DJT, and could it be setting up for new highs in 2025? Let's break it all down. Now let's take a closer look at Trump Media and Technology Group's recent financial performance. As of today, the stock is sitting at $42.91, which might sound like a solid price, but let's dig deeper. Over the past year, DJT has seen an impressive 142.32% increase in its stock price. That's a huge jump, especially considering the overall market environment hasn't been the most favorable. But that's not all. Just in the last 3 months, DJT has gained 62.18%. This shows that investors are still pretty interested, and there's some market confidence behind it. That said, it's still about 48.35% off its 52-week high, which could mean that there's room for growth, or perhaps some resistance points ahead. It's one of those stocks that might either keep climbing or face some turbulence, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Another thing to note is that DJT has a pretty solid gross margin of 60.88%. That's a good indicator that the company is operating efficiently and making money on its sales. Plus, the company's quarterly earnings growth year over year came in at an impressive 70.78%. That suggests that revenue and profit are both expanding, which is always a good sign. What's really standing out here, though, is the company's super low debt-to-equity ratio of just 0.02. This means that Trump Media isn't heavily relying on debt, which is typically a positive sign for financial stability. Now, on the flip side, DJT is currently trading about 20.20% above its 50-day moving average. This could signal that the stock is a bit overbought right now, which may mean some volatility is on the horizon. When stocks get too far above their moving averages, it can sometimes indicate a correction, so that's definitely something to watch out for in the short term. Trump Media started its stock trading in March 24 with a massive valuation of almost $7 billion. In the beginning, things were looking great. The stock shot up, but then, well, let's just say it took a nosedive, dropping as much as 85%. Ouch. But here's the crazy part. It rebounded. By the end of 2024, the stock was back up around $7.5 billion. So if you were holding on for dear life, you'd be looking a lot better now. With Trump gearing up for his return to office in January 2025, the big question is, can this stock keep climbing? Here's the deal with Trump Media. It's a very speculative stock. You know, the kind of stock that goes up and down based on expectations about what could happen in the future. It's not necessarily about solid financials. For example, when people thought Trump might win the 2024 election, the stock surged. When uncertainty set in, the stock struggled. It's really been driven more by speculation than anything else. However, now that the election is over, interest in the stock seems to have cooled off a bit. Trading volume has been dipping recently, which often signals a lack of enthusiasm from investors. And let's be honest, when there's less buzz, things can start to look a little dicey. Some people have even started calling Trump Media a meme stock. You know, the kind of stock that gets pumped up by social media trends and hype, but doesn't always have the fundamentals to back it up. And let's face it, that's kind of where DJT is right now. Now, Trump Media isn't without its assets. The company owns Truth Social, its social media app, and Truth Plus TV, its streaming service. But here's the thing, there's a ton of competition in both spaces, and so far, neither platform has really been knocking it out of the park. The user base for both platforms is relatively small, and the revenue is even worse. For the 3 months ending on September 30th, the company only made about $1 million in sales. And it gets worse. Their operating loss grew from $3 million last year to a whopping $23.7 million this year. So yeah, not exactly a financial powerhouse. Even though the stock got a nice bump thanks to Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, now that the election is over, there's no clear reason for the stock to keep climbing. Without solid growth or a clear path forward, there's a real possibility that DJT could see a correction soon. And when a stock doesn't have strong fundamentals, it's hard to predict where it'll go. If you're thinking of jumping in, just be prepared for a bumpy ride. It could be one of those meme stock scenarios where the price goes up based on hype, but doesn't really have anything solid behind it. One interesting thing to note is that ahead of his inauguration, Trump transferred around 115 million shares of Trump Media, worth about $4 billion, into a revocable trust. So, he no longer directly owns them, but he still has indirect control through the trust, with his son, Donald Trump Jr., now in charge of those shares. This means there's still a lot of influence within the family. Recently, the stock has been showing some signs of life, up 13.35% in just the last week. This is likely due to growing retail investor confidence as Trump's inauguration draws nearer. Some investors are hoping this is the turning point for Trump Media. But will the momentum last? Only time will tell. Finally, we've seen some big names in tech, like Google, Meta, OpenAI's Sam Altman, and even Apple's Tim Cook, throwing money into the pot. But it's unclear how much of this is about the stock and how much is about the political side of things. That could be an important factor moving forward. So where does that leave us? DJT's stock is volatile, up 1 minute, down the next. If you're looking for a stable investment, this might not be it. But if you're into speculative plays and willing to ride the waves, it could be a roller coaster worth jumping on. All right, that's it for today's dive into Trump Media. I want to hear from you. Do you think this stock has staying power, or is it just another hype-driven meme stock? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with any friends who might find it interesting. And of course, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next stock analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.